Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today guys, as you guys can see, this is my Balisong collection. So, yes, we even have the case here, and all of this just doesn't fit in my case, so that's amazing, right? So, first off, I'm going to start off with the products I make, and the cheapest ones in my opinion, since I make them in-house. So, I'm going to start off with the fly. This is a very light Balisong, just like a fly would be, and it's actually pretty quiet. But not as quiet as the next one. It is quiet though. And that's because of this silencer ring we have here, which silences it, and with the rings around the stud. I would say this is one of the cheapest ones. And this is the one I make. So I'm disqualifying it from my best Balisongs. This is obviously the lightest Balisong I have ever made. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's pretty good, pretty sturdy. Like it. Next, we have the Dragonfly, and this is the beater that I brought to, like, every place. I brought this to Blade Show, and I showed everyone this. This was from Blade Show Atlanta. So, yeah, if you went to that in 2023, then you could have had a chance to see this one. But you now are seeing it if you didn't. And I was just letting people flip it. It's been fixed up. It's been beaten, broken, and all of that. But, you know, it's a great flipper. I flipped this over concrete for hours and hours, so yeah, held up really well. Just needed some maintenance done to fix the handles up a little bit, because you can't chuck it at the ground, as I've shown in my durability test. So yeah, pretty good Balisong. Can't really rate it because it's my design, and that would be very biased. Alrighty, so next on the list from least expensive, those don't really count. So the first one is going to be, surprisingly, not a Squid Industries product, but it is the Glider Bermuda. Has no tap, and, like, no play. I'm gonna probably sell this or trade it, something like that. This thing is so dry. I don't think I've oiled this in forever, since I've not flipped this in a very, very long time. So, yeah. That is pretty much that. I mean, it still flips, but, yeah, I don't know. Not my favorite flipper. And I did make this insert for the metal, so you can put a metal rod inside of the blade to make it heavier, which actually makes it a lot better and a lot more neutral. But still, definitely not my favorite flipper. It's very, very slippery on this G10, and that's because it was oily before I wiped it all off. So, yeah. But this is the first Balisong that I would say is my cheapest Balisong, the Glider Bermuda in red and black. Alrighty. Now, does it have tap? Nope. Okay, it held its tune. That's good. Now we got it, and this is the Squiddy B tie mod. So I have this one, and it looks really nice. Got the Squid Industries logo there, laser engraved. And yeah, it's in blue tie, so I like this. I got this for Christmas, so it was a good gift. I don't flip it anymore because I have these boys that I make now, so they're a lot better. Good family business. But yeah, this is a great flipper if you want to just get used to flipping, and if you like your handle gap here, along with your pivot gap. Except your closed gap is very, very wide. And it has tap. Whereas this one, the Dragonfly, is very, very quiet. As you can hear, it's like nothing. Like nothing. Basically nothing. But it does still have a little bit of tap. But it's better tuned since it's on bushings. So that's always good. Plastic Balisong on bushings. You've probably never seen it before. And the next one we have is actually going to be this one. The Squiddy AL. There you go. Now it's been revealed. So, the Squiddy AL is a great flipper and amazing for the price. So, you know, I just had to cop one of these because they're so good. Squiddy AL, Squiddy Owl, as people call it. Owl is a great flipper. He loves to be flipped. Look at him go. He just flip, flip, flip. This is honestly a great flipper. Honestly, I think this is better than the Mako for a lot of reasons. It's cheaper than the Mako, first of all. It has more grip than the Mako. And yeah, if you get it, It's very shiny, and the Mako doesn't have that. I think that's a plus in my book. But yeah, you decide. Shine. If you like shine, you'll like this one. And if you like style and class, this one I would say is for you. So yeah, that's the Squiddy out. Nope, if I can not fail a parabolic. Alrighty, let's put that one away. And let's move on. Squid Industries PDP. And that stands for PewDiePie. So if you remember, Squid Industries did a collab with PewDiePie. So yeah, and this is the Balisong from that. So let's show it off here. And it is their only red and black Squiddy that they have ever released. So that's really cool, right? And yeah, it does have tap. I barely use this one because I keep it as a collector's piece. Has the PewDiePie little swirls, and it has the white band on the end. People have said it gets red if you get it wet, these handles wet, because it'll rub off on the band or something. I haven't personally had any issues with this because I don't get my hands wet when I flip the PDP. But yeah, no, it's good. It's a good flipper. Honestly, I think it's a little bit better than the Squiddy B right here, just because the fact that it has steel hardware. That's just a bigger plus in my book. Because that hardware is just way better and it won't strip as easy with your bit, your T10 bit. And it can do all your normal tricks, so yeah, it's a good Squiddy. One of my favorites. So yeah. And oh yeah, you're probably wondering what number it is. I'll show you guys that. I was on the right side. There you go. 3, 4, 5. What a cool number. And let's put that up here. Alrighty, on to the next one, which is the Squid Industries Mako. Even though I don't flip this one that much because it's a collector's piece, it still has a place in my collection. So, let's show you guys. This is the Squid Industries Mako, and this is the Halloween version. So just like we have the Squiddy PewDiePie version, we have the Halloween version Mako. And this thing is mint pristine condition. And I will never let anything happen to this bad boy. As I do some cool tricks, you know, I very much am focused on the fact of not dropping it. So, yeah, this is the Squid Industries Mako, and it's number 22, because this one actually got lost in the mail somehow, or an employee stole it, I don't know, you know? Things happen, but it didn't come here with the box. It came here only with the card that said the person did it, the person who did it, or who did the QC check, I should say. So it only had that, nothing else. It didn't even have the knife, which is saddening. So I had to wait like a week, but I got it, and I'm happy about it. So it's awesome. Lucas made it right. I contacted him, so, you know, he's a good Chad. But yeah, obviously I showed proof, so you can't just go tell Squid Industries you didn't get your product and expect them to give you another one. That's not, you can't duplication glitch that. I'm sorry, guys. Not a hack. And this is the Squid Industries. What is it, boys? What is it? It is... You can see it. You can kind of see it. I'm going to save this one for a little bit later, actually, just to surprise you a bit. You'll understand why in a second. This is the Zephyr, and this has the bumpers that I made on it. And it has the logo of Spixco on it, which is cool. And this actually flips like a live blade. So that's always good. It's got that competitive balance. Sadly, the handles are a little bit slippery. The bumpers help a little bit, but they are still slippery. So yeah, there's always that. And the Polaris. This thing has tap. This is one of my Balisongs with tap. Also, this one is. And this Atropos Demon is. Those are like the only 3 Balisongs I have. Yeah, those are the only 3 Balisongs I have that have tap. And this doesn't even really have it. Maybe on that on that bite handle it does, but that's the only Balisongs that have tap. This one, the Atropos Demon, and the Orca clone. So And one of those is even a clone, so yeah. These things are notoriously known for having bad tolerances, so I really can't complain. It doesn't bind, it doesn't do any of that. These screws are stripped, but besides that, you know, it's okay. But yeah, Balisong flippin', I did not get this directly from him. I traded for this at Blade Show, so yeah, this was one of my only trades at Blade Show, I should say. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely like that, you know, all the ladders feel great because of this faux sandwich. That's what this is. But it's not a chanwich, so that, yeah, that's very, very confusing. You get the point. And next we're going to move on to the stand, whatever, my own stand I've built. There's really no name for the stand. But yes, it is a stand for Balisongs. And this is my one clone. It is the Orca clone. And this is the Orca V1 clone. Tap out the wazoo. And play like never seen before. Nah, it actually isn't surprisingly that bad. I mean, it's bad, but there's way worse I've seen. So this one's always good. Gotta say I love this one. Great flipper. Okay, I'm gonna move something. I'm just gonna move a few of these limited edition ones, you know. Just get those out of the way. Alrighty. So yeah, this one flips great. It has good handle weight. I really like that about it. And this one was like 90 bucks, I think, something like that. It's a very good handle-biased flipper if you like handle-biased flippers. The trainer version, at least. The live blade version may be more neutral. I didn't get the live blade because I wasn't into live blade flipping at the time, which now I am heavily invested to. But yeah, the Orca clone, my one and only clone. So, I don't know if I'll keep a clone just to remind myself how bad they are, or just to remind myself, don't buy from clone manufacturers, because it just steals the money away from other makers, because you could be spending it on a different maker. So, you get the point. There's a whole ton of videos about that, but yeah, let's move on. And next, we have the Atropos Demon Trainer. And yes, this one is kind of beat. A little bit beat. I got it from the YouTuber Balisong Flipping. So, yeah, that guy. But yeah, that's just because I haven't tightened the screws in a while. Usually it won't have any tap. Ah, that one hurt. Let's just get the limited edition stuff all the way out. I thought I had it all gone. Okay, you get the point. But yeah, this one's one of my heaviest Balisongs, if not my heaviest. This bad boy weighs a ton. I think it's like almost 5 ounces. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah. No, this is a great flipper. I love the Atropos Demon Trainer. I just don't flip it enough because it's so heavy. It is so heavy. 5 ounces, or really close to 5 ounces, is really heavy. And these handles, you feel it. You feel it when you're flipping. It isn't like you don't feel it. You feel the weight. You feel it. Trust me, I feel it. And going from all those plastic and lightweight Balisongs, this is a big step up for weight. But yeah, now moving down a little bit in weight, surprisingly enough, we have, I'm going to grab this one. This one is the Blockstoys Kraken, so shout out to Blocks for making this one. It actually has really good tolerances. Nah, I'm kidding. I have to tighten it, and it's stripped screws, so once those two things are fixed, it'll have good tolerances again. He's making new ones, doing the CNCing for them, so it's not going to be as sharp on the edges, which is another complaint I have. And that this blade is so heavy, it is so blade biased. This is my most blade biased flipper. Surprisingly enough, this thing still flips great, and that's probably because it's on Kraken handles, so yeah. Gotta say, I love the Kraken. It's a great flipper. This is just one of them. Let's go on to the rest of the Krakens. So, I know this is probably not in the same order of price now, but this costed like 90 bucks, so this one's pretty cheap. Might be even cheaper than one of those over there. But, yeah. So, this is a Kraken. This is also a Kraken. And I'll show you that now. This is the limited edition Arctic Kraken. Has great tolerances and everything. So yeah, this one I barely flip or flip at all. If at all, it just stays in a case. It lives in a case. It's a safe queen Balisong because it's aluminum, so it can dent easy and everything else. But yeah, this one's great. Got the whole pattern on it. And it's got numbering in the channel here. I'll show you on it. Number 7 out of 20, which is a really cool number. I like 7 for obvious reasons. If you look up the number 7 and what does it mean, now you know why I like 7. So yeah, 7's just good positive energy and good vibes. So gotta love 7 for that. So now I've went over 2 Krakens. And now I think it's only fair we go over the live plate. This is the Tanto Kraken. I did actually have a Bowie. I do prefer Tanto. But yes, this is a great flipper. Love the way this thing flips. This is one of my favorite flipping Balisongs for obvious reasons that Krakens are some of the best flippers in the game. These are just so good for the price and also just standard, like, good flippers. I don't know. There's something about them. They just last a really long time. They got that good tolerance. Got everything you would ever need from a Balisong. So that's always good. And I love the way it flips. A little bit of blade bias or neutral, some people say. It kind of just depends on what you think of it. I think it's slightly blade bias, but, you know, to each their own, right? Some people actually put pivot screws inside these holes here. I do not, because I don't need that extra weight. I think it's good by itself. So, yeah, that is the Kraken, and this is the Kraken V2.5, because it has the line. So, yeah. And last but not least, second to last, actually, this is the Prisma. So this thing is awesome. It's on steel washers. I have one that isn't, and I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, this is my Prisma, so that's always good. I like the way this thing flips. It is super good. It is also a tad blade bias, just like the Kraken, so I love it. And it reminds me of the Kraken a lot. A lot of the time it does. I don't think I can ever not think of the Kraken when I'm, like, doing some of these tricks, because they just feel like the Kraken. They just feel like it. They almost have that same, you know, effortless nature. That's what it is. So, yeah, there's that. And let's go on to the last but not least knife outside of the case, the Jigsaw. So, ever since I saw the design of this, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that blade? What? Huh? These teeth actually do grip and they hurt. They actually do hurt. I will tell you that. From experience, this stuff does tear up your fingers if you start flipping the wrong way. Ow, yeah, definitely hurts. Not as much as the live blade, but still hurts. If I can get you a good view there. I like to safe queen this one a little bit too, just because it's so unique. I think there's like one little dink or a couple dinks. Yeah, a little few dinks there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, this one's very, very weird flipping. I would say this is not your traditional competitive flipper, like the Prisma and the Kraken are. Those are 2 competitive flippers. I would say this is not a competitive flipper at all. Just like this Blockstoys Kraken, this is not a competitive flipper either. Put that over there. But it is a flipper nonetheless, and it is a good flipper. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it does just want to fly away from you, but it is a very unique flipper, and I love it for that. I don't think I'd ever get rid of this thing. Maybe, depends. The uniqueness is like on another level. It's like a BB Firefly. That's how unique it is. I'd say it's not as thick-handled, but it's very much like a BB Firefly. But the momentum for fans, it just doesn't exist. If you think you can fan with this Balisong, good luck. Try it. Trust me, it's very non-existent. Yeah. The only way you can do fans is if you duck them, which I say duck, but it's just going under, so. It's not the infinite fanner of its time, whereas a lot of the other Balisongs are. So yeah, this is the jigsaw. I'm just gonna start with the Krakens because it's so much easier to show you what I mean by Kraken. I have so many Krakens. I am a Kraken lover. I am a Kraken. I am a Kraken. These two look amazing. I like the way they look. Look at it. Look at it. Yes. Yeah, also, I 3D printed this insert, so yeah, pretty cool. These are my Krakens, my 3 Krakens outside the box. So I have the DT Teal Tanto Kraken, the Arctic Kraken, and the Blockstoys Kraken so far. Let's put those off to the side now. Yeah. Alright. So, moving on to the case. Here inside the case, we have a lot of Balisongs, as you can see. So, let's start off with the Krakens. Like I said, I'm going to start off with probably my normal flipper that I normally flip. This one I usually keep dry, as you can hear. You can tell it's very, very, very loud. This I use for all the tricks I do on a daily basis, so yeah. If I'm learning a new trick, it's probably on this boy. Doesn't have bad tolerances, actually, surprisingly. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. But the Blockstoys Kraken does. But apart from that, you know, it's a good Kraken. It's a great flipper. I rarely oil this thing. If I oil it, it's its lucky day. It's getting some oil. Most of the knives I flip, I actually do oil constantly. And that's because I like to keep my titanium knives in the best condition they can be. That used to be the same for aluminum, but now it's only titanium that I really care much about. I mean, I do care about some of these ones, like these limited ones. That's why I don't flip them that much. Moving on, we have the Black Kraken, which is this one. And this one I actually did buy the insert for, and I bought that from Zippy. It barely wiggles. I'll show the play even. So, yeah, basically no tap. And this is just a great, you know, normal flipper. I don't really flip this one, and I probably would get rid of it. I don't see a use for this. The Zippy insert makes it way too blade bias for me than I like. I mean, it ain't bad, but, you know, Tanto Kraken, so much better, dude. And the red and black one, oh my gosh, it's also very, very good. And that's just because I put this insert into it, and that I made myself. His is good, but I have my own way of doing things, like filling, you know, all the inserts and all. But yeah, no, it's cool. I like it still. But yes, I would get rid of it. Moving on, we have the Blue Kraken, and this was my first ever Kraken. Believe it or not, this thing is in such good condition. Oh my gosh. I love the way this thing looks. I think there might be a few, maybe a ding. Yeah, 1 ding or 2. 2 dings maybe. But yeah, no, this thing's awesome. I love the way this thing flips. It's great. I did, however, decide to leave the Zippy insert in this one just because I kind of liked the versatility that blade bias gave me. Makes me kind of think. I rarely flip this, but you know, you get the point. It's more of a safe queen, and I think it looks better with it in it, so yeah. Glows in the dark as well, which is nice. So yeah, this one's a great flipper, and I just love to come back to this one once in a while. Just reminds me of the good old days when I just started flipping and I was learning all these tricks. And now I'm just so used to flipping, I can just do my normal tricks on anything, really. So, yeah, good memories. Speaking of memories, let's move on to not another Kraken. Yes, another Kraken. Yes, it is. So, believe it or not, I have 2 more Krakens. They are both teal. This one has my own bumpers on it. The handle bumpers that I make, and it has a little band thingy with my logo on it. So, this thing, amazing. This thing is just amazing to flip. Very, very oily. Very, very oily. But, yeah. No, this thing's just amazing, and it sounds amazing. Look at that. It even sounded better before. I haven't flipped this in a while, so it sounds a little worse, but you get the point. Oh, that sound, boy. That sound is one of my favorites. Yeah, this is one of my favorite flipping Krakens because I put it together. I bought the blade secondhand and I bought the handles from Squid, so yeah, it does have some scratches, but you know, it's a good flipper. Not a beater, but a good normal flipper that I use. No tap, really. If you can shake it, wiggles a little. Really no tap, except if you count the insert I put in it. Tapping a little, but yeah, pretty good. Just a little bit at the end there, as you can see, because that thing is not flush. Other than that, it's amazing, and I love this thing. So, great flipper. So, next Kraken. So, this is the Hourglass Kraken. So, I did actually get a blade from Hourglass. I didn't buy it directly from him, sadly, but I actually did get this secondhand, so that's always good. Still got one. Can't complain. I like that it isn't speed channeled. Some people were selling some speed channel ones on the secondhand market. I'm just not into speed channel Krakens at all right now. I mean, maybe I'd try one just because I'm a Kraken collector, but I don't know. At the moment in time, I don't see a point to it. Obviously, there was that Bowie blade that Phoenix Designs made that I was kind of interested in, but I was like, nah. I have too many Krakens. I can't really justify having another Kraken. So, yeah, this is the Kraken HG Hourglass blade. And this actually does flip really, really neutral compared to all the other Krakens I have, especially like this one. This one's closer to neutral, but it's still very, very handle biased, which I like. It flips closer to the Tanto Kraken more than, I would say, like a normal 2.5, but it's not anywhere near as good as the Hourglass one, because this thing is just, oh my gosh. The weight is on point. It is like the same exact weight as the Tanto Kraken, so that makes it amazing, and it is also just great sounding. Like, I love the sound of this thing. It sounds better even when it's oiled more. But yeah, there's like no wiggle. Maybe a tiny. Yeah, nothing. This thing's awesome. No scratches really on it. I think maybe a few. Yeah, some more up here. If you can see all the Krakens I have all of these teal Krakens. I have 4 teal Krakens, 1 dual tone. 1 dual tone, 3 normal. That is wild. Okay. Seeing it all in one place kind of makes me put it into perspective how much I've spent on Krakens. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's bad. Wow. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Krakens. And I have another one that's a beater that I just don't take out. Oh my gosh, I have 9 Krakens. That is, okay. That is too many Krakens. I have too many Krakens. Alright, moving on. Let's just forget about all the Krakens, you know. Just get these out of my sight. Forget about all the bad financial decisions. Just go away, financial decision. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I haven't bought any more Balisongs in like 2 months. Alrighty, moving on to the case. So now, I know you probably already saw it a little bit. It does have a few scratches here. This is my Nautilus. My Nautilus V1, to be exact. I wanted a Nautilus V2 pretty badly, but I just could not justify buying it. I just could not. Dude, this thing is flipping great. Like, oh my gosh. And the tolerances are on point. Here, I'll even show you. Look. There's no tap. There is no tap. This blade does eventually bend if you drop it enough. So, yeah, there's that. But you can just bend it right back into place. Squid has their own, like, tutorial on how to do that. So, yeah. But no, this is great. The blade is not, like, chamfered or anything, so that's, like, a downside, I would say. No, I just love the way this flips. I don't personally like G10s, so I don't flip this that much because of that. But when I'm feeling G10, man, oh my, I go to this. It makes me want a replicant, so, I mean, maybe it does that for you if you have a Nautilus, I don't know. Tell me down below if you guys like your Nautilus V2s. I know they're in 70-75, and this is just 60-61, so it's going to be worse. But, you know, tolerances on my 60-61 have held up. Some other people's have not. A lot of people's have not. But this is a Nautilus. Okay, you get the point. Alright, moving on. We have another Prisma. This is a gold Prisma. I love this Prisma. It is great. I keep this bad boy very, very mint. Look at that. There's like one tiny dink. And that's because I was stupid with a live blade. Alright, you get the point. Look at that. It barely wiggles. I haven't oiled this in, like, forever. I don't even think it wiggles. Meh. If you really shake it. But yeah, no, this thing is just so gold. Oh my gosh, I love the way this thing is just so gold. The goldness of this just makes me love it even more. Oh my gosh. The gold, it is so gold. I was going to get a gold Kraken to match it, but I could not justify buying another Kraken, as you can see. So, yeah, no, this is my gold flipper. This is my one and only gold Balisong. I used to have a Serif that was gold and teal, and that was great, but I traded that, and I'll show you what I traded that for here in a second, once we get up to the high-tier Balisongs. So, moving all of this stuff out of the way, moving along, we got the Squid Trainer, which is a great flipper. I usually leave this on my desk because it's just, you know, such a classic. I love the way that flips. I can do, like, anything on this, really. It is very, I would say, handle biased in my opinion, just because of the way the weights are at the end. But people say this is neutral. Alright, sure. This still feels handle biased, but alright. Squid says it's neutral. We'll take them for that. And it might be because these things are supposed to balance the weight out. I don't know. But it is a great flipper, nonetheless. So, yeah. Love this Squid Trainer. It's got that bead blast finish, which I don't really particularly like. Just like on the Mako, I don't really like the bead blast on any product of Squid's. The only bead blast I really ever liked that I tried was on the BB Firefly, and that was actually a good bead blast. Obviously, I still like this feel better than G10, just because this stuff is just, I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes it gets a little chalky. Like, I feel it now. You don't feel it for like the first 5 seconds of flipping, and then you get to a point where you feel it, and it's chalky. Alright, moving on. Next, I'm going to actually go over the glider products, and then I'm going to go into my titanium flippers that are the grails, not the not this clone and the Atropos demon. But yeah, let's continue on with the stuff I put NRB thick in. That sentence was really weird. This is the OG4, and this thing, oh my gosh, the tolerances by Glider are so good. This thing has held tolerances for so long. These handles are so heavy though. This thing is so heavy throughout the entire handle. And it is very square and slippery. Oh my gosh, is it slippery. Now, I won't say I hate this thing, because I don't. It's a great flipper. But it is very unique and not competitive at all. So, yeah, Glider, you did a great job making this thing cool and unique. But I cannot justify competitively flipping on this at all. If I want a competitive flipper, I just straight go to my Tanto, just like right away. If I want a competitive flipper, Tanto. Right there. Always. Always Tanto. Always Tanto. In that 200 to 300 range, that is the best competitive flipper, hands down. If you get like titanium knives, they're going to obviously be better. But I said this was one of my favorites, and it is. I stand by it that this is my favorite aluminum live blade. It's just super, super good. And I think a lot of people would agree. So, yeah. Great little flipper. Moving on, we have the Arctic. Yeah, and this one's great. These ones are really oily, as you can see. So, yeah, I keep wiping my hands on my pants because they're oily. Oily boys. This one is cotton candy version. And I really like this one. I really like the way the Arctic flips. It's great. It's a great little flipper. I like to keep these ones pretty good condition, just because, you know, reselling them or whatever. So, yeah, great flipper. I love the Arctic. It is very fun and not competitive also. And these handles are a little bit wide for me, I would say. Like, I like them a little bit skinnier. But, you know, I can't say it's bad at all because I really like to flip this thing. Ow, that hurt my soul. Alright, moving on. We have the Antarctic. So, once I drop that one and never ever want to use it again because it's dented, I have... Oh my gosh. Oh my... Alright. Besides the point, this is my Antarctic. This is the perfect blending of the slimmer handles so that you just get that better flipping experience. Like, I wouldn't call this competitive, really. Like, you could actually competitively flip on this. Like, there's possibility. I just think, preferably, I would choose a Tanto Kraken or something else to flip competitively. Oh my gosh. Even like a, what's it called? Prisma. A Prisma. I actually picked that over this, but, you know, it's a great flipper. I can't complain about it. Moving on, we have the Conegg. And this is one of my favorite flippers, like, with the Kraken. If I'm not feeling the Kraken, if I'm wanting some more blockier handles, I go to the Conegg. And this I also put in NRB thick. All of those Glider products I put NRB thick in because Glider deserves NRB thick. And I think that's what is the best oil for them. Out of all my oils, I would say Carbon Honey is probably better, but I just used NRB thick because I have NRB thick. And NRB is thick, so yes. I have an oil, I use an oil, that's why I use the oil. I did a review on this thing, and yeah, I still love this thing. This is great. This is just a great flipper overall. It does have very, very square handles, so if that's not your preference, then you won't like this. Also, it does slim in on the handles, but yeah. I still really like it. It keeps the weight at the end of the handles, and the best thing of this is it has a weight system. I can adjust this. My entire weight system for the Dragonflies is based off of the Conegg. Like, that is, like, the main basis of it. Is I was inspired by the Conegg to do a weight system on a plastic Balisong with heavier weight by inserting rods into it. And, yeah, nah, it turned out amazing. And I actually can just thank the Conegg for that. Thanks, NRB. Next, we have the Grails. And this is a section with all of my titanium knives. The Slift T Trainer. This thing is just awesome. There's no other way to describe it. It's just great. It flips great to my preference. It is one of two trainers that I would consider Grail level that I own, because I actually have another one. But yeah, no, it just flips great. And it's so smooth. I can do almost every trick on this thing. So, yeah, there's that. And this is the Slift T Trainer by MachineWise. Alrighty, next up is my only other trainer, and that is, believe it or not, the Tsunami Trainer. So, this thing, such a good flipper. Oh my gosh, I love the way this thing flips. I might even like it more than the live Tsunami. Maybe. Nah. I actually think this is slightly worse than the live Tsunami, but I really like it either way. If I want handle bias slightly, and I don't want that neutral feeling that I get from the live Nami, then I'll go to this one. And it's a great flipper. I kind of don't flip this as much as I should. I really should flip the live Nami more. I flip the Slift T more than the Nami, which is kind of sad, because I like the Nami more. But yeah, it's also more expensive. I am effortlessly doing these tricks. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, it just shows that the Nami's a great trainer. So, definitely love it. Let's put that off. Moving on to the live blades. And I'm actually going to start off with the rest of the Tsunamis. So, the Tsunamis, I love them. This is my safe queen. I really don't flip this bad boy. And it is razor sharp, if you can see. Can I show you guys? Can it focus? Come on now. That thing is just so sharp. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love the way it's just beautiful. This beautiful matte finish is so cool. There's a reason I don't flip this, and that's because it's too amazing to be flipped. This matte texture gives it great grip, and right now it has more than my DLC, but that's only because I've washed like the ever-living grip out of it. This thing, great grip. And it is my favorite flipper. But the one I actually flip the most would be the DLC Nami. And this is the one that I consider my everyday flipper, my favorite flipper of all. I would still get rid of it probably if there was something amazing. Maybe handcrafted beauty or something, I don't know. But still, this is just one of my favorite. It's actually probably my favorite. I don't know, I can't decide between it and the Orca V2. They're just so great. This thing is just amazing. I use this pretty much every day. It just doesn't leave my hand almost, some would say. And honestly, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. I actually, believe it or not, traded a CSGO skin for it. Now before you're like, whoa, what did you do? CSGO skins are expensive. It wasn't like insanely expensive, as I would say. No, it's expensive. It was an expensive skin. But it wasn't worth more than the DLC Nami, in my opinion. I preferred to have a flipping Balisong that's a Tsunami more than I preferred to have a Balisong in CSGO. Because I still have a Karambit in CSGO, so I can't really complain. It's obviously not a Balisong in CSGO, but I have Balisongs in Valorant, so, you know, they all equal out, right? But yeah, no, this is a great one. It's a little bit used up, as you can see. And that little finish there, there's a few dots and scrapes on it. And on the bottom, you can kind of tell a little bit. If you can see there, there's some more scrapes and all. But yeah, great flipper. Love this thing. So, putting that off to the side, we're going to be moving on to the more of my actual real favorites. Not saying the Namis aren't, they're just more common or more affordable than the other expensiver stuff. But last affordable one I'll show off is the Serif. Now, if you thought I forgot about the Serif, no, I could never forget about this thing. This thing has cut me so bad. It's cut me on my leg here, like right there. It's like, zoom. And it's done some other cuts to me when I've done some Grail videos. Yeah, this thing is so razor sharp, so I'm also afraid of it. Just like my Nami over there. So I'm a lot more careful with this bad boy. I can still do my normal combo. Here, let's see. Okay, maybe not. Come on, let's land it. There we go. There we go. I actually got a good combo down. And I'm never going to scissor on this probably until I'm very confident. For the fact that, yeah, I could easily get cut. So, put that bad boy over there. And moving on, we now have the very expensive knives. These ones are $1,000 or more. Some of them are actually cheaper because I got them secondhand. Like this Monarch, I actually did trade for. And that is what I trade up my Serif trainer and my Bowie Kraken for, along with a Prisma. And that was a beater Prisma as well. But yeah, no. Definitely love the way this thing is flipping. I actually did trade those things for an embargo, and then I traded those straightly for this. So, it's great. I just like the way that it flips. It's great. This handle and blade, just fanning combo is so good. It is so neutral. Maybe a tad blade even, if you could consider that. I don't know. It really just depends. It is just so neutral. And I love the way this thing flips. It's great. Can do all my parabolics, all of that stuff on this bad boy. But this tip, man, slightly tipped, but that tip is still scary. Very, very scary. But yeah, I just love the way this thing flips. Doesn't have any jimping or anything. Has this little marking, which is from the makers, which is JK and Hansen Metals. They collaborated to make the Monarch. Which, the cool thing about this is it's actually pinless design. A lot of people think this pinless design was gonna fail or anything. But yeah, no, this ain't failing anytime soon. Look. That ain't failing. That ain't failing. They hit on like this corner, so like it's such a weird corner, and it kind of digs into the metal. Like, if you can see that here, can you see that? All right, there you go. Now you can see it. See, it hits right there. Yeah, it digs into the metal. That's where it hits. So it would have to start going through the metal to start wearing it down, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. So that's always good. Focus camera. Yeah, it's not going to ever go through that. There's no way it's going to start going through the blade. It's just impossible. And the handles, they're pretty sturdy, so they're not going to just start losing gap because they fail. Because the handles or the blade has to fail for it to fail. And that won't happen. This is just a great flipper, and it's pretty mint, so. I think there's like a few scratches. There's like one ding on this side, I think. That one ding. Thankfully, the guy who I traded with did compensate me for that, so thanks to that guy. Really helped out. Alright. And now we're on to the Orcas and the PDN V2. The PDN V2, man. Oh my. I'm saving that for last. So, moving on to the Orcas. So, these ones are actually some of my favorite to flip. Just because I like the way this thing flips. The Orca V2 just flips so good and so close to my preference. It is insane. It might actually be my preference. I don't know. I haven't tried anything that beats out the Orca V2 at Blade Show or anywhere. So, yeah, this thing is just beautiful. Actually, the Diet Orca V1 actually did beat this for me. I did actually like that better. But that's such a rare scenario. So, yeah, I would say this is the one for me. This is the favorite I have. This is one of my favorite flippers. I don't think I'd ever get rid of this one. No matter how many cuts it's given me here on the webbing of my finger, I wouldn't get rid of it. Yeah, that webbing is still healing. Look at that. I just got another one. I think I've been cut by this thing 3 times in the webbing area. But yeah, the one that got me recently was the Monarch. That thing is scary, dude. When it gets you good. So, yeah. Great flipper. Love the way this thing flips. Can do all of my combos on it. No problem in the world. So. And it just sounds amazing, dude. Little handle bias, but still fits the preference pretty perfectly. I still think the Tsunami is more of my like everyday flipper, but this thing is my second favorite. Moving on to the other Orca V2. I actually did get this on secondhand as well. I got all of the JK products secondhand. I would have bought from him if I would have known he was gonna do like a Black Friday thing. But yeah, no, I had no clue. But yeah, this thing flips awesome too. And I don't know if this is more of my preference or if that one is. I think this one is a little bit less, but it's hard to tell. Some days I'm feeling it more than the other one, and some days I'm feeling it less. So it just really depends on the day for me, personally. But yeah, no, today I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. After flipping all these Balisongs today, I can feel I like the heaviness of this. It's great. It just does everything you could ask of it, like perfectly, as I drop it. But you get the point. You just do a thing and you do it and it work. Every Balisong that's good ever. You just do a thing and it work. You do have to know your tricks though, I'll say that much. You still have to know your tricks. So it's not a cheat code. It won't make you better at flipping. It may make your preferences better, but yeah. moving on to the V2 PDN. This thing, I've never had a V1 PDN, but from what I've heard, the V2s are better in a lot of areas. And this thing, oh my gosh, the surface smudges so much. Look at that. Just from my finger. Just from my finger there. Smudge. Smudge. But yeah, no, this is one of my all-time grails, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of this thing. Maybe if the original seller, I got this one on Balisong Market as well, he wants it back, maybe I'd sell it to him. I don't know. He wanted to get cash, so I was willing to buy it, so. It's a great flipper, and I love the way this thing flips. And the way it looks, dude. The way it looks is just so beautiful. Look at that. There's only 69 of these in the world, believe it. Oh my gosh, believe it or not, man. So I kind of, like, love this thing. It's my baby. It's also very, very sharp, so, yeah. Gotta be careful with it. It's giving me some good cuts, you know, here and there. Really not as much as the Orca. But, yeah, it's a great flipper. I love this thing. So, yeah. Can do all of your tricks. Can I do the hoop? Maybe. Can I do the hoop? Can I do it? I did it. I did it. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. That is all of my Balisongs besides that one, you know, that I was going to trade. But besides that, that is all of them. All of my titanium flippers are right here. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching the video. I am looking at all of this, and I realize I have way too many Krakens. I need to sell some of these. Oh my gosh. Way too many Krakens. And Prismas, I have 2 of those, but, you know, I can't complain about the Prismas when there's this many Krakens. Oh my gosh. But thank you all for watching. I'm going to sort out my collection, get rid of some stuff, and yeah, we'll see you in 2024 at the end of it, or in 2025 for another collection video. I am shaking with the amount of money I have spent on Balisongs. I am going to go to work because I have to pay off all of these Balisongs. Oh my gosh. Last but not least is the Ultralight by NRB. This thing does wiggle a lot, but it is very, very light, and it is very, very thin-handled. So I don't really flip this much. It's kind of neutral. I can't really tell because it's super out of the ordinary. But yeah, reminds me of my other one that I have, and that is the Jigsaw. So yeah, it's kind of an out-of-the-box one. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Now I have to go figure out what to do with all of these Balisongs and how to get rid of all of these Krakens. Oh my gosh, there are so many Krakens. So many Krakens. Dude, I'm looking around, I'm like, there's variety everywhere, but Krakens? No. There's like none. There's like barely any variety. Look at all the teal. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys. See you all next time.